Second game of Red Alert versus INSANELogic. I'm FastForward.
And I'm crazy.
I'm being hosted. I'm being hosted by Crazy. We are watching together this game, and I have been playing a little earlier before.
I'll still do the red team. So we have Moby Dick going sideline Leviathan then we have Barry Halls going ranged missile, Shoddy going plague, Sarah going imp, OG Kush going range rocket as a frigate, and then Rihanna on the sideline going this sort of interesting 5 Griffin opening.
Yeah. And on the blue team, there is Sanya White on the White Ray top lane. There is Johanga, Battlecruiser in the middle. Ivanopava on Colossus in the middle. Animosus on Frigate in the middle. Sanyok, Raven in the middle with EMP. And me, FastForward. On Leviathan on bottom lane.
So, I mean, why do you think Rihanna opened 5 Griffins?
5 Griffins is actually not a bad opener if you want to have a long game and you want to get some more farm. I think the Griffins, they get bonus armor, or they are very high armored compared to other OB onboard fighters.
Yeah, they have 2.5 armor and 22 damage. And 75 life, yeah, they're pretty strong.
They are very strong, yes. It's a good opener if you want to farm more than the enemy. It just doesn't give you a good ability to actually cut into the middle and then do some damage there, because you don't have 5 gatlings, you don't have 10,000 life, so you don't have 33 damage, 33% damage reduction. I was actually thinking, yeah, whatever. I bought my first upgrade on the Leviathan before I clicked on him. I didn't know that he had 5 Griffins, and so I bought some Vile Swarm upgrades. I should have actually bought just more tentacles to those Griffins.
You were so caught up in thinking about the usual dreadnoughts you'd want to be going up against.
Yeah.
So there was that PP back there. Why did you guys have to pause toward the start of this game? I don't think we ever actually... No one really cared that much, but I don't think we ever actually learned the reason.
I don't really remember what it was.
It was just PP, and then no explanation given, and then you unpaused, and it was like, okay. I wasn't sure if someone's mouse died or what.
No, I think it was issues with the players from Red Alert have children. Not many, but some have children, and I think one of them got the mouse or something.
Oh, I see. Some sort of real-life interruption. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I hope I'm not making this up right now, because it can also be that I'm just confusing it with a different game. It was played some different time. I really don't remember why we needed to pause.
Alright, so another thing I noticed here is that you have Johanga going BC. I remember in your earlier games, usually Johanga went Arbiter, so I was wondering how that worked out.
But it wasn't anyone's fault, it was everyone's fault. So...
Oh, what was this? Oh, in the earlier games?
No, it's just Johanga can also play the BC. He even has the elite, the skin for getting some place in a tournament on the BC. I actually don't know what Johanga's main ship is. I thought after my first death on the Colossus in the game before that, they didn't want to put me on the Colossus again. But they still thought, yeah, I have played so much and I want to play, so they put me in the Leviathan at the time. And yeah, who is playing tanks very often, thought he is going to be the Colossus. And then we had to change some players and... But yeah.
Yeah, usually with L and V, you'd almost think that you would have like the Void Ray warp onto the Leviathan. Like you would not think exactly that a Void Ray would be setting up a warp trick with the Leviathan in the field.
It wasn't supposed to be a warp trick. It was supposed to be that the Colossus warps there and he tries to push from the side, and the rest of the team comes from the front. Like normal, they get out normally.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think that the Colossus would die because he is actually tanky. He, make it back. And we have a Raven that can help, and we have a Leviathan that can help, and Sanya White already has level 5 beam with 0.36. That is 180 damage per second. That's not bad. He has charge, double charge already. No, it's not double charge. No, it's double. What am I saying? Then there to farm. Yeah.
So what's the goal of the Chrono Rift when there's no carrier? Is he planning because I know that
if it slows down the ships, and it slows down the abilities of the ships are there, and can save your team if you are like running away and the enemy is very close, and then the Void Ray just sets up the Chrono Rift, and first of all they lose the vision of the ships in front of the Chrono Rift. They get slowed down. All abilities get slowed down, the weapons get slowed down.
And so yeah, this is it right here, isn't it? And so right here you can even see that, I mean, Sanya's going out through creeps. So Sanya knows that they all know where he is. And I mean, there's a pretty big risk here because he's already eaten a couple imps. So if he eats a lockdown too, like, he wouldn't be able to get out here necessarily very easily. So at this point, like, you think that Ivan still would have been able to get out if the frigate and the Raven had not warped in?
I had to warp too. I had to warp, but I didn't.
You didn't have warp, so that was not a possible strategy. They could have maybe tried to do something more to cut toward you, like actually just go in just straight through them. I mean, at least...
Try to at least get some more damage before I go in and help, because before I was really sort of useless. I had no really damage ups. Yeah.
But yeah, they basically spend this whole time running away from you.
After Raven has died, I thought it wasn't. I didn't know why we warped. Sanya, I haven't seen that he was yellow already. I just thought that we have warping him because somebody said, "Yeah, let's warp him."
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Seemed like a good idea. We had to warp. Now watching the game together with you, I know we had to warp him, else he would have been dead. So
it was not really a warp trick. It was a warp save in a way, but
it was a warp save, yes.
I mean, and could you have the problem is that Sanya is your highest farm ship. So if you had let Sanya die there, you were probably going to lose, right? So it's not like you could have just let Sanya die and just accepted that the positioning was bad.
Actually, if you look at the situation now, maybe it would have been the better choice. But
yeah, the part of the issue is that, you know, Sanya blinked kind of, you know, away from them to let as the frigate and Raven warped in. So in terms of the warp, it kind of like positionally was not as bad as it could have been, you know, if the Raven had been the one in front. But the Colossus dropped too fast. But at that point, you know, when they knew they were gonna, there's no way they're gonna just fly away from the enemy team. Like, I almost feel like they would have had a better chance if they had actually just flown straight through the enemy team to you. So that at least it would be a 6-for-6. Instead, you know, the BC peels off trying to save himself, and so then you just lose 3 ships on this save warp back, and at that point it's over.
Yeah, my replay ends here. I leave without saying GG.
Yep.
I don't know if we said GG at all.
This, you know, emotions can run high in these games, yeah. In these final tournament matches.
And third place.